It's a revolution. It's a revolution.
Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be another drift build on Forza Horizon 2, and we're going to be looking at this, the car that I said I will be doing a drift build on, which is the Dodge Charger Daytona Hemi. So let's go ahead and grab this thing and see what we can do to it. Now, I already have one of these as a drift car, but I honestly, for the life of me, cannot remember the setup for it. I do remember the type of setups that I've been putting on my cars recently, so I will go ahead and do something similar to that and actually show you guys pretty much the difference between those and my like normal usual cars. Anyway, I don't really know what color to paint this. I'll probably paint it a blue because I don't think I've seen a blue one yet. But let's go take a look at what exactly we can do to this thing, and then of course buying all the parts for it and tuning it and stuff like that. So it doesn't look like we can do anything to this. Just the stupid Forza parts. We can get rid of the wing, so it just looks like a Charger with a big nose. That's it. But I'm gonna keep the wing on. The wing just makes this car what it is. Anyway, let's see. For the engine swaps, we can actually do stuff to this. So yes, I'm not gonna do that. Drive-through swap, definitely don't need that. Aspiration conversion, we can supercharge this or turbo this. I think I'm gonna supercharge it, because why the hell not? Tires, let's hop into the tires. I'm gonna keep this to I'm gonna keep street tires on this thing. I'm gonna keep the street tires on this thing for right now. Wheels, what exactly can we put on this thing? I mean, it is a muscle car. I don't really want to do anything crazy to this thing. So I'll probably go with something like either these. Fuck it, these suit them. Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? I'm not really into. Wow, the wheels are absolutely tiny on this thing. So let's, if you actually want at least some grip, let's give it some. I'll put some 295s in the rear because this thing is pretty big. It's a big boat, and then I guess some 245s at the front, and we'll see what that's like. But yeah, this thing is a big boat. So it is going to end up needing some slightly wider tires. Anyway, let's pretty much buy everything here. So we'll continue with the same thing with the suspension. I will add the rally springs and stuff, and I will end up changing those. Also, if you hear any voice cracks, it's because I literally woke up not too long ago, and I still haven't actually drank any water or anything. So my voice is pretty crispy right now. So that's probably why you guys can probably hear some voice cracks every now and then. But that's good. It makes me sound funny, I guess, in the video. Anyway, let's check out the power. I don't know how much power I should give this thing. Like, I don't really want to go overboard too much, but this thing only has this thing weighs 3,000 pounds right now, so I think I'm gonna go up to around 600. I'll go to around 600 horsepower, and I'll keep it there, and we'll see what we can do with the 600 horsepower. So the only other thing I'm gonna change is the flywheel, and that's pretty much it. So let's hop into the tuning setup and see what sort of stuff we can do to this thing. So first of all, like I said, my stuff has changed, my setup right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much drive this thing stock first of all. God damn it. Pretty much drive this thing stock first of all, just with the parts that are already on it. I know that it's going to have like the rally suspension, so everything's gonna be nice and soft and stuff like that, but I will sort of drive it like that a little bit, and then I'll hop out and I'll change the setup on it, and I'll show you guys what I've been sort of working on a little bit. Of course it's raining. Why is it, like, why am I not surprised that it's raining in this game whenever I decide to make a video? Let's go into Nice. I don't think I've slid this in Nice yet. I've driven it in pretty much anywhere else. I've driven it at the docks, I've driven it at the industrial zone, I've driven it in Castelletto. I just haven't driven this in Nice just yet on this section here. So let's go ahead and give this a shot here and see what that's like, and hopefully it stops raining. Please stop raining so I can actually do this video. I'm on racing, I'm not racing, I was about to say I'm on racing tires, but I'm not. I'm on street tires, not on racing tires, so it's gonna be so much spin in my wheels. It's very easy to slide this thing. It's easy, even with the stock suspension, with the rally suspension that's on it now. It feels like it's absorbing too much though, and the diff doesn't help either. But it feels like I have the power to like push myself out of the corners, and maybe if I tandem with anybody, I have like the power to catch up. So See how easy it is to slide in this game? I mean, all I have to do is, like, nothing. And I just drive the car around. And it's, like, so easy to slide this thing. Now, the setup that I've decided to sort of, you know, put on my cars recently also means that whenever you're sliding, right, whenever you're drifting, usually my setups consist of me going sideways and having to, like, counter steer all the time, right? So that's pretty much why my setup exists, because I always like my cars to obviously look good whenever I'm doing like videos and stuff like that. So I always need to like counter steer and stuff like that whenever I'm, you know, drifting. And this is obviously with a controller and not a wheel, because if it's with a wheel, then it would have been sort of different, you know. But with a controller, the setup that I have now, you're not gonna have to counter steer all the time. Now that may sound a little bit different, but it's not that you don't have to counter steer all the time. It means that you just sort of, the control of your slide is gonna be a little bit different. Like when you're controlling, you know, the slide, when you're controlling the car once it's sideways, you don't have to like counter steer all the time. You sort of have to let go of the stick and have the wheels go back to straight again and stuff like that. So it makes it a little bit more different, right? But the best thing about that is it's easier to control your angle on your cars. So whenever you're actually tandeming with someone, it's a lot easier for you to like catch up to them. It's a lot easier for you to sort of get the same angle as them and get to their door and stuff like that. So I've been working a lot on that over the, you know, the usual, just like, you know, having to counter steer all the time and having the car actually look good when you're going sideways, which is pretty much what my setups used to be like before. You guys can go check them out, you know, on pretty much any other one of my, like, you know, drifting videos or whatever, or drift build videos that I decide to do on Forza Horizon 2. But yeah, like I said, the new one is pretty much going to help you with, you know, tandeming with people. It's going to help you pretty much get better control over the car, and I think it's a little bit easier to slide the cars with the new setup. So I'll show you guys that. Let me just go ahead and pull up here really quick, and let's mess with the setup. So it is going to stop raining, so that's a good thing. Now I will just pretty much add like a very basic tune to this thing, and I'll show you guys that. So I need a little bit more grip in the wheels, so I'll bring the PSI down to around 25. So this is kind of alright. I like just sliding around in third gear. Pretty much I've used third gear for the whole like section here, so that's not too bad. So right, I pretty much do the opposite with my camber. So I add more camber to the rear than I do to the front. So it's something similar to this, maybe a little bit less in the rear, a bit less in the front. So it's something similar to this for camber. Now for toe, I usually put you know, -2 and -0.2 and +0.2 in the rear. A caster doesn't really make too much of a difference on this, so I usually just keep that at 6 degrees as usual. Anti-roll bars, of course, gonna have to soften these since I am on like street tires, so I can get at least a little bit more grip. I don't want to keep it on sports tires because that means I'm just gonna have to add way too much horsepower, and I don't really want that. So I'm gonna soften these up just a little bit. Springs are just a little bit too soft, so let's bring these up a little bit to around there. I am actually gonna end up lowering this a little bit as well. So again, springs and stuff like that, usually very similar to the way they were before. Nothing too different there, but I am going to lower this to about 8 inches, I guess. I don't know. I'll keep it to around there. It doesn't really matter too much. The rear, let's stiffen the rear just a little bit, actually. Don't want it to be stiffened too much. And then everything else is pretty much just like fine the way it is. And of course the diff, bring it from around 90% to 100%. And I'll keep this to 90 for now. We'll see what that's like. And that's pretty much it. So let's see what this thing is like. Wow, it just dropped. Let's see what this thing is like. What did we get in our wheel spin? Come on, this is annoying. Every time I got back onto the game, it constantly keeps asking me to do a wheel spin. What game? Of course, just past the 100k. Of course. Anyway, so let's see what this is like now. Also with this setup, you can actually get a lot more angle. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. You can actually get a lot more angle than with the other one. It's pretty good. I feel like this could use a little bit more horsepower. Oh god, thank you. Yep, thank you. Appreciate it. I feel like this could use maybe around like 50 more horsepower. But it's so good. It's really easy to slide. I don't know if you guys can tell that I can actually get a little bit more angle now. than when I was... Oh, I tried to bring it into 3rd gear again. Okay, so I guess 4th gear for that one. It's nice and wide for this one. See, it's so easy to control exactly where I put the car now. Like, even before, like, it wasn't actually that difficult because it's like not difficult to slide in this game. But this way you can actually, like, sort of... I don't know. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. I pretty much explained it to you guys. Like, you can sort of have a little bit more precision whenever you're driving with this setup. So hopefully you guys are actually gonna enjoy this this new setup that I've been adding to all my cars. I've been doing it a lot on my... Well, I've changed my 240. That was like the first car that I ended up changing with this setup, and you know, I kept the stock tires on it, and I wanted to see what it was like. And it was actually so easy to drive with the stock tires and the SR20 in it. And I was like, you know what? Let me just change this on some other cars, and it just turns out to work really, really good for pretty much everything else. So I was like, you know what? This may be like one of the new setups that I'm gonna add on my cars. You know, so it's good. It's really good. Alright, let's up this into 4th gear. It's really hard to spin out as well like this. I mean, you're gonna have to be really bad at drifting to be able to spin out with this setup. As you can see, I haven't spun out. Like, I haven't spun out yet, and I haven't even come close to. Alright, so that's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you guys very much for watching today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I mean, it's something that's not, like, it's a little bit different from the last one because you know, I've been working on a new setup, so pretty much it is it's different from the last drift build video, or from the other drift build videos, I should say. But yeah, I'm definitely digging the setup on the less sticky tires, less horsepower. That's another thing. Like, you can actually slide like cars that have a lot less horsepower now with the setup as well. I don't know why. It makes them feel like so much better than they were before. I love the gears. The gears are, like, I didn't even change them at all. Like, I just left the race transmission on this thing, and I didn't change the gears at all. I mean, it suits this section perfectly right now. The gears. That dude was about to just cream me there. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. Thank you again, like I said, for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Watch out there, Jetta. Okay, fine, I'll go this way. But yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Goodbye.